everybody. Reese Davis with you, bringing you the EA Sports NCAA Football 14 pregame show presented by Nissan. Innovation that excites. One of the greatest coaches in Auburn history played at Georgia. One of the greatest coaches in Georgia history played at Auburn. These two have been intertwined for years. The Tigers and the Bulldogs do battle in the Deep South oldest rivalry. That does it for us here on the NCAA College Football pregame show. Enjoy the game. We'll see you at the half.
Doesn't get much more heated than this, folks, when these two teams take to the field. And now let's head down to the coin toss. It's brought to you by Coke Zero. Real Coca-Cola taste and 0 calories. Enjoy everything. Georgia is lined up for the opening kickoff. So here we go. He just drills this one. And it goes into the end zone, down for a touchback. Seniors are throwing on the home jerseys for the final time in their careers. For these kids, an awfully emotional time. You always want to go out in style and get a win. Now the offense gets ready to take their first crack at it. Caught out in the open. He's tackled at the 31. So they go to the air and pick up 6.
It's a decent pickup that time on a well-designed play.
It's 2nd and 4.
And he's tackled at the 33-yard line.
Gain of 2 yards.
Let's go.
3rd down.
Tight end left, tight end left. 3 down. Where's 52? Watch 52. 52's the mic. Down. Oklahoma.
And he's tackled after positive yardage.
The offense here picks up a first down by running the football, and I really think that they gave the quarterback there an option at the line of scrimmage to run or to pass, depending on what he saw from the defense. The defense that time looked to be out of position. I think they were anticipating a pass. Quarterback recognized that, made the check at the line, and they were able to run the football for a first down.
They'll bring him down at about the 49. So he keeps it, and he gets a big first down.
The quarterback made a very good decision here not to pitch. He saw a break in the defense and just hit it for a big gain.
Makes the first down catch. And he's taken down at about the 29-yard line. Excellent play as the quarterback found his receiver for a big gain.
Well, give credit here to the receiver for finding that seam and coming up with a nice gain for the offense.
And they get nice yardage on that run. Mason gets 6 yards on the carry.
That'll make it 2nd and 4.
They're about 4 yards away here on 2nd down.
All day. All day. Mike 52. Mike 52.
Throws out and through his hands.
Incomplete. Reed, the intended receiver on the play.
Here's the 8th play of the series.
Roger. Hey, Mike 52. Mike 52. Watch the curl. Watch the curl. Set. You cut.
Scrambling around, and they got him.
The offensive line has to at least slow the guy down a little bit. He was in there in no time.
That brings up 4th and 7.
So it's 4th down. They're going to try a long field goal here. Auburn could take the lead with this field goal. Kicks up, and it's good. Reese Davis joins us in the studio with this update. Reese?
Let's take a look at what's going on in the Mountain West. This was a tight one to the very end. Colorado State pulls it out by a field goal. In other action, the Tigers enter today's game ranked number 11. Now a chance to prove they deserve that ranking. And for Missouri, their hot streak continues. And for Franklin, he ran for more than 100 yards. The Tigers win it, 27-24.
Reese, 3-0 here. Clark has the ball set, and he looks ready to kick this one deep. He really got a hold of that kick. This one's going to be down in the end zone for a touchback. The Bulldogs have a player that's up for national awards. It's all speculation right now. You can talk about awards after you win them. He's got to worry about playing this football game. The quarterback brings his troops out onto the field for the first drive of the game. Gets it out quickly. Tackle made at about the 35.
Getting the ball to your tight end and allowing him to make plays in the passing game can really open things up on the outside for your real speedsters.
From their own 35-yard line. First down. Brought down at the 47.
That's a gain of 12 on the play. First down.
Man left, man left. Four down, four down. Fires the mic, fires the mic.
Catches it, and he's immediately tackled behind the line.
46-yard line. That'll bring up 2nd and 11.
Second down and 11. Ball on their own 46. Throws complete. He's got space to work. He's taken down at the 43-yard line.
That's good for a gain of 11 yards. That'll bring up 3rd and inches.
They're not quite in field goal range, so this is a pretty important play on this drive. Makes it out to about the 29.
Calling a gain of 14 yards. That makes it
From the 29-yard line. First down. He's got it out to his tight end. Tackle right around the 26-yard line.
That'll make it 2nd and 7.
Steps out of bounds at about the 21.
That's good for a gain.
It's 3rd down, and they're about 2 yards shy of the sticks. Pitch out, and he is hit immediately. Georgia can tie it up here with this kick. Kicks away, and it sails through the uprights. Let's get the latest now from Reese Davis.
Time to get you up to date on some scores from around the country. And for Arizona, just playing a little pitch and catch, and it results in a touchdown. Arizona leads it 7-6.
All right, Reese, back to our game.
Davis back.
Morgan has the ball all teed up, and he's ready to kick this one off. Sends it sailing downfield. And it goes into the end zone, down for a touchback. They've got to play with some focus and smarts here. They don't want to make a mistake and suddenly find themselves trailing. Gets out to around the 38. The Tigers have one of the most dangerous offensive weapons in the entire country under center today. This kid is really fun to watch. He's fun to watch unless you're a defensive coordinator. One thing's for sure, it's going to be a great chess match between the offensive and defensive coordinators today. Tackled after a decent pickup.
Gain of 5 yards. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Three down. Hey, blue 14! Blue 14!
Gets out to around the 48.
That's good for a gain of 9 yards. First down.
Three down. Where's 52? Check. Blue 19. Blue 19.
He's on the run. Slides down to the ground.
Not over here. Not over here. Not over here. Check. Sam. 10-19. Kill. Run.
And they make the stop at the 32.
That makes it 1st and 10.
Hey, Al. Hey, Boston. Kill.
Here's the halfback. He makes it out to maybe the 30-yard line.
Call it a gain of 2 yards. That makes it 2nd and 8.
2nd and 8 coming up here. Ball on the 30.
Mike 52. Strip that ball.
Tackled for a loss.
There are a lot of players in the college game that can make something happen when the blocking breaks down. But when it's that bad, I don't care who you are, you're going down for a loss.
This is the 8th play of this drive.
I can't believe they let you play. I can't believe they even let you play.
There are 5 wide receivers split out. The quarterback in the gun. He's out of bounds at the 31-yard line.
That's good for a gain of 3
It's
yards.
4th down. So the kicker comes out. He'll try to put 3 points on the board. Auburn is looking to go up by 3. The kick is up, and he hooked it left.
Every time you have a chance to finish a drive with points, you've got to capitalize. That time, they couldn't come through.
Every drive's important in a tie game. I look for both sides to come out with some urgency.
Mike 5. Here we go.
Tackled after a decent run up the gut.
Gain of 6 on the play. That'll make it 2nd and 4.
So it's 2nd down now, and they need about 4 yards to pick up the first.
Mike 5. Check. Easy. Run.
Gains his way to the 46-yard line.
Gain of 9 on the play. First down.
Tight right, Roger. 4 down. Mike 5.
Throws quick to the receiver, and it falls incomplete.
McGowan was the intended receiver on the play. That makes it 2nd and 10.
From their own 46-yard line, it's 2nd down.
Finds the mic. Here we go.
And they'll run him again. And down he goes at the 46-yard line.
No gain on the play. That brings up 3rd and 10.
Tight right. 4 down. Mike 5.
Delivers to the halfback on the screen. And he's tackled in the open field. A 7-yard pickup on the screen play.
They executed the screenplay well here by getting the ball to the halfback. They pick up some yards.
Barber to punt. He punts it away, and it's a great kick. This one will go into the end zone, and they'll bring it out to the 20. Got to give some applause to the defense. They really came out playing strong today.
Well, you know better than me, Brad. This college football game is about emotion. And to be able to play great defense in the college game, you've got to come out and play with your hair on fire. And we've seen that from both of these defenses so far.
He's out to the 30. He makes his way to about the 38. Got an opening. Gains his way to the 49-yard line.
That's good enough for another Auburn. First down.
Mike 51. Check. Down. 42.
Nice run to the outside.
That's a gain of 5 on the play. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Larry. Eat it out. Mike 51. Check. Set. Oklahoma. Check 99.
Throws it out there. And that one's fallen incomplete.
Where was the intended receiver on the play? That'll make it 3rd and 5.
3rd and 5 situation. Ball on the 46-yard line.
Give me that ball, defense.
And he's shoved out of bounds at the 45.
That's good for a gain of 1 yard. That makes it 4th and 4.
Let's go.
He'll try to knock this punt down inside the 20. So this one goes into the end zone, and that'll be a touchback. So at the end of one, 3-3 tie. Set to resume action here in the second quarter, and we've got a tight ball game. You always want to go in the locker room with momentum, so as we get closer to halftime, I think we'll see more and more attempts to create big plays. And he just gets rid of it. It's 2nd and 10. Ball on the 20. Quick throw. He's pushed out of bounds around the 25-yard line.
A gain of 5 yards. 3rd down.
He's tackled at the 25.
No gain on the play. That'll bring up 4th and 5.
Davis is the deep man awaiting the return. There's a fumble. It's scooped up by the offense. He makes it to the 48-yard line. This is the point in the game where you don't want to make any mistakes that give the other guys a reason to feel more confident going into halftime. Just throws this one away.
Brad, I just think this quarterback's got to do a much better job of being able to read that defense and make quicker decisions. And especially when the defense starts to get pressure, you've got to either get rid of that football or check it down or take off and run with it.
The halfback with a carry. And he's tackled around the 39-yard line.
Gain of 9 yards. That'll bring up 3rd and 2.
So it's 3rd down, and they've got about 2 yards to go. He makes it to the 38-yard line.
Gain of 1 on the play. That'll bring up 4th and 1.
Check, tight right. Pull it up there, check it out, it's there. Pull it down. Good.
Another run. He's at the 30. He makes his way out to about the 25.
Gain of 13 on the play. That makes it 1st and 10.
From the 25-yard line, it's first down.
Three down.
And he's taken down at the 16.
That's a gain of 9 on the play. That brings up 2nd and 1.
Time right. 4 down. You're going to 88. Mike 5.
Give to the tailback. The 5. Shows some moves, and he's in. Great call by the offensive coordinator.
Big-time play, taking that ball all the way in. Maybe the defense wasn't expecting a run.
He splits the uprights with the extra point. A nice 10-play, 54-yard drive, and that's good for a touchdown.
And Brad, right now, the offensive line just winning the battle in the trenches, opening up some big running lanes.
Morgan is lined up to kick this one off. He'll return it from the 1. He got hit hard.
I think this defense has played well enough to be able to win this game, obviously, but at some point, you'd love to see their own offense feed off of some of the confidence that their defense is playing with, because up to this point, the defense is keeping them in the game, but the offense isn't quite doing enough to be able to build on that lead.
They'll bring him down at the 23-yard line.
Never really had a shot. They were on him almost as soon as he took the handoff.
2nd and 11.
It's 2nd and 11. Ball on their own 23. The quarterback in the gun with 5 receivers. Slings it. Tackle made at about the 33-yard line.
Gain of 10 yards. That'll make it 3rd and 1.
The sub-package in there defensively in this 5-wide receiver set.
Oklahoma! Check 99!
He airs it out. Almost intercepted. And that'll bring up a punting situation.
It was a good hold by the defense on 3rd down. Now their punt returner will get a chance to make something happen.
It's away, and it's a booming punt. Tackle made at the 38-yard line. Georgia's offense, Curtin, maybe not what we were expecting today, but boy, do they have it working on the ground.
All week long, we came into this game thinking the quarterback would be the one to make all the plays. But right now, it's been running the football, and it's working.
Georgia up 7 points. And he's stopped behind the line.
Loss of 2 yards on the play. That'll bring up 2nd and 12.
2nd down and 12. Ball on the 36. He's got it with room to run. And he is drilled at the 45-yard line.
That's good for a gain of 9 yards. That makes it 3rd and 3.
Tight end left! 3 down! Mike 5!
Here's a screen pass. Gets it to the back. He gets hit out of bounds at the 47-yard line.
Gain of 8 yards. 1st down.
Double tight!
1st and 10. Ball on the 47. He almost had it, but it's incomplete.
Hey, that's a heads-up play there by the defender. Get those hands up, and something good may just happen.
Tight left! 4 down! Hey, watch 11! Mike 5! Set! Black 98! Easy! Rally!
Screen pass. He's got his halfback. He's knocked out of bounds around the 36-yard line.
Gain of 11 yards. 1st down.
From the 36-yard line. 1st down. goes out of bounds around the 30-yard line.
Good for a gain of 6 yards. That'll make it 2nd and 4.
Double tight, guys, double tight. 4 down, 4 down. High five.
Georgia is up 7.
Set. 59 Philly. 59 Philly.
Quick release, tight end, incomplete.
Number 87 was the intended receiver on the play.
Here's the 8th play of the series. Fires across the middle. Brought down around the 2-yard line.
28 yards. That makes it 1st and goal.
Hoping to double their lead here as they close in on the goal line. Touchdown, Georgia! And he converts the extra point. Reese Davis is standing by with this update. Reese?
Time to check in on a little Mountain West action. And for Utah, the first score comes with a rushing touchdown. York's a determined runner and one that makes the most of every opportunity. He takes this opportunity to get it into the end zone. The Utes are on top, 7-0, early in the first.
That's good stuff, Reese. Thank you. They line up to kick this one away. He's to the 20. Tackle at the 24-yard line.
24 yards.
And here we go with the offense ready to get things going again. Mason gets the call. He gets out to about the 25-yard line.
Call it a gain of 1 yard. That brings up 2nd and 9.
He's going to try and scramble. Slides down.
Man left, man left. 3 down. Hey, Mike 52, Mike 52. Hey, down. Check 15, check 15.
Coates was the intended target on the play. That's going to bring up 4th down.
Yeah, they just couldn't connect on a pass there. That was a very good stand by this defense.
Green is back deep to return the punt. Oh, excellent punt. They bring him down, and they bring him down hard on that one. Georgia's offensive coordinator, I don't know if he saw something in that defense in that first quarter, but right now they're rolling.
You know, they started off a little bit slow, but give him a lot of credit for making the adjustments, and all of a sudden he's made enough adjustments to put his offense in a position to put up a lot of points.
They're 2 for 2 in finding the end zone on their last 2 drives. Let's see how they do here.
You know, when this defense went over to the sideline based on the way they've been playing so far, this defense coordinator's got to be livid. He's got to get in their face. He's got to challenge them. He's got to get their emotions going, because when you play defense, it's not just about X's and O's. It's about attitude and playing with a lot of confidence.
Throws it out and he's hit hard for a loss. 3-yard loss there.
Pretty good stand there. They weren't fooled at all by the offensive play call.
From their own 31-yard line. 3rd down. He's going to go for the home run. On the reception, look out, nobody there. And he's finally knocked out of bounds at the 10-yard line.
You can chalk that one up to the hundreds of passes the quarterback has thrown to this receiver in practice. These guys know and trust each other, and you could see it in the way he threw that pass.
Now it's 1st and 10 with the defense trying to regroup after giving up the big pass.
Mike 5. Mike 5. Run.
Knocked out of bounds at the 4-yard line.
That's a gain of 6 on the play.
Double tight.
That'll make it 2nd and 4.
And they make the stop at the 2.
That's a gain of 2 on the play. 3rd down.
It's 3rd down, and they're about 2 yards shy of the sticks.
Let's go.
Decides to take it himself, and he's got it. Touchdown. So the quarterback decided to improvise and took it in for the touchdown.
This is why this guy is such a special player. This is what makes the offense even more difficult to stop. When a quarterback can take it himself and run, that's just one more weapon the defense has to account for.
And he tacks on the extra point. Looks like they're ready for the kick. He kicks it off, and he got all of that one. And it goes into the end zone, down for a touchback. It's still only the 2nd quarter. We've got a lot of football left, but I've got to say, this one is teetering on the brink of a blowout.
Now, new 9.
Swings it out left to the halfback. And down he goes at the 29. They got 4 yards on that one.
You don't have to throw it deep to have success. Any sort of completion can help boost an offense's confidence.
2nd down and 6. Ball on the 29.
Set.
Catches it, and that's all.
Gain of 4 on the play. That'll bring up 3rd and 2.
Get in the weight room. My 52. Hey, set. Oklahoma. Pull it down. Check 15.
Tackle at the 41. Auburn will take a timeout. That's their 2nd of the half. From their own 41-yard line. 1st down.
Check that. Put my 52 right here. Set. Down.
He's taken down at the 44-yard line.
Good job here by the receiver to look the ball in and ensure he had possession. That's the right way to catch a pass.
Set. Hey. Ruin.
He's scrambling. He's wrapped up for the sack.
With the sack. That's a loss of 4 yards on the play. That makes it 2nd and 14.
Kill.
Quick throw, almost intercepted.
Wilkerson breaks up the pass. That brings up 3rd and 14.
And once again, they'll come to the line, trying to convert on 3rd down.
4 down. Mike 52. Set. Down. Blue 42. Blue 42.
Throws this one out to the left. Finds the junior. He's tackled at the 12.
What a huge letdown by the defense on a big 3rd down play. Man, that is just inexcusable.
Set. Blue 19. Check.
Now he tries to buy some time. And they got him. Auburn's out of timeouts. Defense looking for another sack in this 2nd down and long situation. He gets it up, and the field goal is good. Let's get an update now. Here's Reese Davis. Reese.
As we check in on the Mountain West, a variety of styles in this conference. Let's take yet another peek at this game. And for New Mexico, they've moved into the lead. The Lobos lead it by 1.
And we thank you, Reese Davis. Back to the action here. And that'll do it for the first half. Still plenty of football to be played. 24-6, Bulldogs.
Glad to have you with us in the studio for the EA Sports NCAA Football 14 halftime show presented by Nissan. Innovation that excites. Reese Davis and David Pollack here, completely locked in on that first half. This margin at halftime is not at all what we expected to see between two evenly matched teams. This game's gotten a ton of attention leading up to it. How easy is it, David, for a team to kind of get let down after getting all of that attention after a first half like this?
I kept hearing Reese Davis and Kirk Herbstreit and Nessler talk all week about how this game was going to be so good. And now I'm in this game and I'm getting kicked around and I got no response for it. So I think once you're told that you belong on this stage and you've been told that your team is great, you got to prove it. And if you don't step up and prove it, now you're down 3 scores at the half. I mean, you won't be favored in many games, and there won't be many guys on TV talking about how good you are and how evenly matched, because right now you're outclassed.
That's it for us here in the studio. What are you going to do in the second half while the game's going on?
Yeah, I'm going to kick back and watch all these monitors.
We'll keep you up to date on everything going on around the country right now. Time for the second half with Brad and Kirk.
Welcome back, everybody. Second half action about to begin. Sends it sailing downfield. This one's going to be down in the end zone for a touchback.
You know, they practiced all week this week, and they told us yesterday, Brad, that they felt pretty good about what they put in, the plan that they had. And I think now that you see them playing today, it's no wonder they felt so good.
We're about set to start things up again.
Side left. 4 down, 4 down. Mike 5, Mike 5. Let's go.
Complete, brought down, nothing doing.
Gain of 3 yards. That'll make it 2nd and 7.
From their own 28-yard line. 2nd down.
Mike 5, Mike 5.
And he's tackled at about the 31.
That's a gain of 3 on the play. That'll bring up 3rd and 4.
Right. 4 down. Mike 5.
And that one's incomplete.
Strong showing by the defense. You always like to get the other team's offense off the field as fast as you can.
Davis back to return it. And this one is a beauty. He's taken down at the 33.
Personal foul, face mask, defense. Still first down.
From their own 48-yard line. It's first down.
Hey, Mike 52. Mike 52. Hey, watch the ball.
There's a very impressive open field tackle.
Gain of 10 yards. That'll make it 2nd and inches.
Watch Mike. Hey, blue 14.
Catches it, and he's looking for more. He's at the 20, and he's level at the 14-yard line.
That's a gain of 28 on the play.
Let's go, D.
First down.
Mike 52. Check. Oklahoma.
Tackle made at the 11.
Gain of 3 on the play. That'll make it 2nd and 7.
They're running it. Hey, Mike 52. Down. Check. Blue 19. Blue 19.
He takes it right side for a good gain.
Call it a gain of 4 yards.
Go, D.
That makes it 3rd and 3.
Check. Blue 14. Hey, Blue 14.
Gets to about the 5-yard line, and they'll still be a little short of the first down line.
Well, they get some positive yards, but this defensive line really busted through and broke that play up.
It's 4th down. This one should be makeable. Kicks up, and he got it. Let's go to the studio for this Reese Davis update.
Time for an update from the Mountain West Conference. It felt as if the game rested on every play. Arizona grabs the W by a touchdown.
All right, thanks, Reese. The kicker looks like he's ready to kick this one off. He's to the 20. And down he goes at the 20-yard line.
Returns 20 yards.
Their last drive resulted in a punt, so let's see if they can put together something a little more promising here. Zipped it out, and that was almost picked off.
Lynch, the intended receiver on the play. That makes it 2nd and 10.
From their own 20-yard line, it's 2nd down. They'll bring him down around the 32-yard line.
Garrett makes the tackle at the 32-yard line. That makes it 1st and 10.
Don't get nervous. Mike 5. Mike 5. Here we go.
And he's tackled after positive yardage.
That's good for a gain of 4 yards. That brings up 2nd and 5.
From their own 36-yard line, it's 2nd down.
Mike 5. Mike 5. Ready.
Caught out in the open. And he's taken down around the 45-yard line.
Davis makes the tackle at the 45-yard line. 1st down.
Larry. Mike 5.
5 wide.
Heavy on the edges. Heavy on the edges. Here we go.
Fires out to his receiver. He's on the run. The 10. Touchdown, Bulldogs.
This guy just continues to impress me. Every time I watch this team play, he seems to come up with big plays.
You've always got to be on your toes when you're covering this guy. And he adds the extra point. Georgia gets set to kick this one away. Nice kick, plenty of distance. And it goes into the end zone, down for a touchback. The Bulldog staff has got a winner on their hands. You've been around kids like this. They're just fun to be around.
They're fun to be around, and I think it's infectious. His attitude, I think, permeates throughout this entire offense and really throughout the entire team. It's no wonder this team is so competitive with him at the front leading the way.
Brought down at the 33-yard line.
That's a gain of 8 on the play. That makes it 2nd and 2.
3 down. Hey, blue 19. Blue 19.
And they make the stop around the 44-yard line.
That's a gain of 11 on the play.
Left.
That's good enough for another Auburn. 1st down.
Check that. What Mike 52 right here. Check 99.
And it's caught, and he's brought down quickly.
Gain of 7 yards. That'll bring up 2nd and 3.
He's at the 40. Makes it to the 34.
Gain of 15 on the play. 1st down.
Give to the tailback. He gets out to about the 32-yard line.
Gain of 2 yards. That makes makes it 2nd and 8.
Three down. Mike 52, Mike 52. Hey, say, down. Blue 42, blue 42.
And he hits him hard at the 31-yard line.
Call it a gain of 1 yard. That makes it 3rd and 7.
3rd down, and they need to get it to the 24.
Three down. Hey, Mike 52, Mike 52.
Rifles it left, and he can't make the catch.
Stevens is the intended receiver on the play. That brings up 4th and 7.
It has the distance, and he splits the uprights. And he's got to be happy about that kick.
Oh, no question. This kid is just a solid kicker.
So our score, Georgia 31, Auburn 12. Everyone's all lined up and ready for the kickoff. He sends this one deep. This one's going to be down in the end zone for a touchback. Not much of a problem getting the ball in the end zone on their last drive as this quarterback just picked apart the defense.
Well, it's one thing to have speed. It's another thing to have an idea of what you're doing, how to attack a defense. And right now, these wide receivers clearly have done an outstanding job in being able to make their reads and getting out of their breaks, and the quarterbacks put the ball right on the money.
It's 2nd down, 5 to go. Ball on their own 30. Flags are all over the place, and they'll blow it dead.
False start, offense.
It's so tough to move the ball forward. Even a 5-yard setback can do damage to a drive.
Man left, man left. Four down. Mike 5, Mike 5, Mike 5.
Tosses out to the tailback on the screen. He's knocked out of bounds at about the 33-yard line.
I think it was a great play call, and it was very well executed. Any coach would be happy with that kind of outcome on a 1st or 2nd down play.
So it's 3rd down, and they've got about 2 yards to go. And he tackles him hard at the 43.
Gain of 10 on the play. That makes it 1st and 10.
Tight end right. Tight end right. Four down. Finds the mic. Here we go.
He'll get the call again. Makes it out to about the 43.
Gain of 14 on the play. 1st down.
From the 43-yard line, 1st down.
Mike 5.
Straight ahead on the give, and there's nowhere to run. He goes out of bounds at the 40-yard line.
Gain of 4 on the play. That'll bring up 3rd and 8.
3rd down now, and they need to get it down to the 33.
Three down. Mike 5. Mike 5. Ready. 3-19.
Throws it, and oh, he dropped it.
Incomplete. Bennett was the intended receiver on the play. 4th down.
He doesn't want to touch back here. He wants to knock this ball inside the 10. Little too much leg into that punt. They'll bring it out to the 20. There's got to be some sense of urgency to this offense right now. They don't have the luxury of wasting drives if they want to get back in the game. And down he goes at the 21-yard line.
That's good for a gain of 1 yard. That brings up 2nd and 9.
Double tight. Three down.
Down! Down! Blue 42! Blue 42!
Finds his man, and they take him down immediately.
That'll make it 35.
Double tight, guys, double tight. 3 down. Go, Mike, 51, Mike, 51. Hey, Shaq, 10, 20, 10, 20. Hey!
Passes it to the middle of the field. They'll drop him for a loss.
Loss of 2 yards on the play. That brings up 4th and 7.
Green is back deep to return the punt. He makes it out to maybe the 46-yard line. The offense is looking to be a little bit more successful with this drive as they had to punt the ball away the last time they had it. Lets it fly. And he can't hang on to it.
The pass is incomplete. Bennett, the intended receiver on the play.
So it's 2nd and 10. Ball on the 46. Gets to around the 42.
Call the gain of 12 yards. 1st down.
Tight right. 4 down. Mike 5.
He'll get it again. Tackles right around the 42-yard line.
No gain. That makes it 2nd and 10.
From the 42-yard line. 2nd down.
Mike 5.
Makes the catch, and he's got nowhere to go. We head to the 4th. Georgia's lead is 19. Into the 4th quarter now, and we're back to the action.
4 down. Mike 5.
Dumps it incomplete. Wanted the screen. He underthrew his intended receiver.
I'm not really sure why he decided to lob that one up in the air like that.
Auburn can pin him deep in their own territory with a good punt here. This one's going to be down in the end zone for a touchback. The last time this offense had the ball, it was 3 and out. He's tackled right around the 36-yard line.
Gain of 16 on the play. That'll move the chains for another Auburn 1st down.
4 down. 52's Mike. Watch Mike.
Makes the catch, and look out. He's taken down at about the 45.
Furman brings him down at the 45-yard line. That brings up 2nd and 1.
4 down. Hey, Mike 52. Down. Alert. Bruin. Check 37.
Crosses to the running back, and he pulls in another one. And he is drilled at the 46.
That's a gain of 9 on the play. That's good enough for another Auburn 1st down.
4 down. Mike 52. Set. Kane Boston. Right.
Sets up the screen. Tailback's got it. And he's tackled around the 39-yard line. Flag down, and I'm not sure when it was thrown. Let's find out.
Offense.
Little stumbles like these can kill your offensive progress.
So the penalty puts him back for a 1st and long.
Roger. Where's 52? Watch 52. 52's the Mike. Hey, watch the slant. Watch set. 10 cuts.
Looks middle, got his back.
Gain of 2 on the play. That'll make it second and long.
Gets to about the 44-yard line. Pickup of a yard for the tailback.
That'll bring up third and long.
Larry. Speed it up. No. Check that. We're going to like 52 right here. Set. Hey, let's get
He goes downtown. No, incomplete.
Reed was the intended receiver on the play. That makes it fourth and long.
Clark awaits the snap.
He was able to deaden that kick perfectly, and he gives him a long field to work with.
Both teams are well aware that a score on this drive is going to create an almost insurmountable lead. This defense has really got to step it up and make a stop. It's complete. Tackle made around the 28-yard line.
That's good for a gain of 10 yards. That'll make it second and inches.
So it's second down, and they're only about a foot away from picking up the first down.
Mike 5.
Throws it in a hurry. They'll bring him down right around the 44-yard line.
That's good for a gain of 28 yards. That makes it first and 10.
tight left. 4 down.
Mike 5.
And he makes it out to about the 44-yard line. He gets back to the line of scrimmage on the halfback toss.
That makes it second and 10.
Second down, 10 to go. Ball on the 44-yard line.
2 down. Mike 5.
Fires quickly to the tight end.
Getting the ball to your tight end and allowing him to make plays in the passing game can really open things up on the outside for your real speedsters.
4 down. Mike 5. Black 68.
Fakes to the back. Quarterback's going to run it, and he's got room to work. Slides down to the ground.
They have a gain of 15 yards. First down.
From the 19-yard line. First down.
Let's get off the field, D. Black 90.
Fires out quickly to the tailback. And he's taken down at about the 15-yard line.
That'll make it second and 7.
Tight end left. 4 down. Mike 6, 33.
Steps out of bounds. Right around the 12-yard line.
That's a gain of 3 on the play. That makes it third and 3.
This is the 8th play of this drive.
Double tight. 4 down. Hey, check Mike 33.
Might have been some early movement up front.
False start. Offense.
They'll give this one another try after the flag.
And on third down, too.
Third down.
That's when you don't want those kind of things to happen.
From the 17-yard line. Third down.
Mike 10.
Quick throw, almost intercepted.
And it was the intended receiver on the play. That makes it fourth down.
He gets it up, and it's good. Georgia lines up for the kickoff.
Really deep to return.
He'll return it from the 3. Tackled at the 22.
Kickoff returned 19 yards.
The offense takes the field again. They were forced to punt their last time out.
Three down.
Catches it, and he's immediately tackled behind the line.
Loss of 1 yard. That'll bring up 2nd and 11.
From their own 21-yard line, it's 2nd down. Tries to get out of trouble, but he can't shake the defense.
Loss of 6 yards on the play. 3rd down.
Three down.
Hey, Mike 52. Mike 52.
Under heavy pressure. Fires incomplete. He was looking for the tight end.
Parks, the intended receiver on the play. 4th down.
Everybody up close. It looks like they're coming after this kick. He gets hit out of bounds around the 48-yard line. Georgia's shown they're every bit as good on offense as the stats would suggest.
The thing that stood out to me is they are anticipating what this defense is trying to do to stop them. When they see blitz, they're able to check to it, get a one-on-one matchup, and hit big plays. And that anticipation is a difference maker in this football game.
Let's go!
On play action. Zipped it out, and that was almost picked off.
Number 3, the intended receiver on the play. That makes it 2nd.
From the 48-yard line, 2nd down.
Mike 5. Here we go.
And they make the stop at about the 47-yard line. A 1-yard gain by the halfback. Down at the 23-yard line.
24 yards. That makes it 1st and 10.
First and 10. Ball on the 23.
Mike 5.
Less than 3 minutes in the game.
Here we go! 188!
Takes it up the middle for a nice run.
Tackle. Gain of 4 on the play. That'll make it 2nd and 7.
Try left. 4 down. Five's the mic. Set! Red 18!
He's got it out to his tight end. What a play to set him up with a 1st and goal.
Tight ends can really be a wild card in any offense. Sometimes the defense are a little bit confused on how to handle them.
1st down, and they've got their eyes on that goal line.
Blue 88!
Looks like he flinched down there on the line.
False start, offense.
You got to be careful to avoid these. Penalties are a great way to stall out a drive.
Check. Tight right. Solo out there. Check it out there. 4 down. Mike 5.
He gets out to about the 12-yard line. The back gets 3 on the carry.
That brings up second and goal.
That brings up a second and goal. Ball on the 12-yard line. He fights forward to about the 10.
Let's get the gain 2 yards. That makes it third and goal.
And this is the 8th play of the drive. Under a minute left in the game. Touchdown. Well, another score here late in the 4th quarter, but all it does is add to the blowout. This one's over. And he tacks on the extra point. Let's check in with Reese Davis in the studio.
The Hoosiers doing battle in Bloomington. We have got an all-out Donnybrook on our hands. And for Houston, he's got a rushing touchdown in this one. Indiana's on top, 14-13, middle of the 3rd quarter. In other games, the Gamecocks were ranked number 6. They hope that performance will move them up in the polls. And for South Carolina, they remain red hot. The Gamecocks grab the victory, 31-24.
Reese, this one was never close, and it's not going to get close. Georgia to kick this one off. He just drills this one. He's to the 20. He's taken down at the 30.
Kickoff return 30 yards.
Late in the 4th quarter, this game's not even close. It's a blowout. A lot of folks have already gone home, and Herbie, I think we're going to make our dinner reservations. Quick throw, and down he goes at about the 39-yard line.
The quarterback and his receiver make a great play here and convert on an early down.
It's 2nd down, and they're about the length of the football from the 1st down marker. Fires across the middle. Tackle right around the 48-yard line. The Tigers are going to call their 2nd timeout. Here's a handoff, left side. Tackled for a loss.
That's a loss of 2 yards on the play. That'll bring up 2nd and 12.
Second down and 12. Ball on the 50-yard line. Today we saw a game that wasn't even close. Georgia 41, Auburn 12. Let's get Kirk Herbstreit's final thoughts on this one. Herbie, what do you got for us?
Well, this rivalry game didn't live up to the hype this year. There's pure gratification on one sideline and sheer disappointment on the other. You can bet that the loser in this one will have this date marked in red on their calendar for next year.
That does it for this edition of NCAA Football 14. For Kirk Herbstreit, I'm Brad Nessler saying so long.